Hi everybody, Allison Elliott from Life by Design with Allison, and I'm here today to share a bit of my experience and tell you a little bit about Braco in case those of you who aren't familiar with him are interested in hearing this. And even if you have heard about him, everybody's experience is different, and I'm going to share mine with you because it's a little different than some of the other experiences that people have had. And I'm just wondering if maybe there might not be a few other people out there who might be in the same category and maybe have had similar experiences. I found out about gazing a little over a year ago from a friend who didn't do things like this. They were a very grounded kind of person. They didn't run off and do crazy things like gazing. But when I saw her after she did her video of her experience, I was very moved. I was moved enough to investigate, and I became very curious. And so I went to a YouTube video, of which there are many, and I saw a picture of Braco, and I instantly felt a connection, a really strong connection, so strong that I investigated further and found out that he was in Miami, I believe it was, doing a gazing, and I booked a plane ticket and just on a whim went down there and arrived for the last session of the first day. I was hot and tired and kind of irritable and cranky, and I really was like, yeah, show me already. And the reason that I was going was I had been diagnosed with disc degeneration in my lower back, and doctors had told me that really the only thing left to consider was surgery, and even that they couldn't guarantee. And that sounded too risky to me. So I had my ears open and I was looking around for something alternative, shall we say. And people were reporting marvelous, quote unquote, healings and all of that as a result of gazing. So I decided I would check this out. But when I got there, I felt very lackluster, and I got in and sat down, and then he walked out on stage, and we were all standing, and he looked up and looked directly into my eyes, and I instantly felt a tingling throughout my whole body, a vibration, like when you put your finger on on an electric fence, that kind of feeling. I felt that throughout my whole entire body, and tears were streaming down my face for no reason. My mind went blank. I wasn't thinking about anything, and I was just really overcome by this energy. Now, the only other time that I've ever felt this energy was while sitting at the tomb of St. Francis in Assisi, Italy, a number of years ago. It was a feeling of unconditional love that was undeniable, and there was no response to it. It was like, just taking in as much as you could take in. You couldn't think. You couldn't really do much of anything other than just be there and be a sponge and receive. And this was what I was experiencing with this man, this Croatian man who doesn't speak. He hasn't spoken in over 8 years. He has no philosophy or teaching. He doesn't call himself a healer, and he certainly doesn't suggest that you replace medical protocol with gazing. And yet, tens of thousands of people have been flocking to him for over a decade, well over a decade now in Europe. And a few years ago, a woman named Angelica Whitecliffe experienced his gazing at an event and brought him to her event in Hawaii as one of the people to present to her audience, and he ended up being the only presenter for the day because he was so well received. So there's something going on here, and even scientists have tried to measure the frequencies that are coming out of him, out of the energy around him, in the energy field around him as he gazes, and they've all agreed that, yeah, there's definitely a higher vibration. Some people report seeing Divine Mother, Jesus, Buddha, the face morphing into something else. Some people say they see colors, gold streaming out, and some people don't experience anything. They don't seem to feel it. But they report later on down the line that Coincidentally, their lives have kind of turned around and changed, shifted, whatever. As far as I'm concerned, I've been to 7 cities in 6 months, something like that, done over 200-300 gazings, and I didn't experience a remission of the pain in my lower back all at once. But what I did experience was an opening in my ability to receive the love that inspires those miracles. And over a period of about a year, little by little and bit by bit, all of that pain subsided. That disc degeneration, whether it's still there or not, I don't know. I haven't had an MRI. We don't really know. But what I do know is that there is no pain associated with it, and there had been for 3 years. It was constant. It was getting more and more aggressive. I can tell you that sometimes during that year of gazing, that pain increased. It got worse before it got better. But it finally did go away, and for that I'm most grateful. And one of the things that, one of the reasons why I'm doing this video is to let people know that we now have live streaming available to us. In other words, you can go onto your computer and you can actually receive the benefit of the gaze through your computer via Braco TV. It's actually www.braco-tv.com. Jane Sibbett and her partner, her presenting partner on the West Coast, Megan MacArthur, and her husband, Carl Fink, have organized live streaming so that now people all around the world can benefit from Braco's gaze. And there's a chat box on the side of the screen once you get registered and logged in and all of that, so that you can actually, while you're setting up for the gazing, you can connect and communicate with people on the other side of the world. And you know, how great is that? It's really fun and wonderful, and it's fantastic. I love it. And for anybody who can't be at a live gazing, you can do it via live streaming. There will actually be 5 days of live streaming this week and next week, the 16th, 17th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. The live events will be held in San Francisco and Portland, Oregon. If you can't be at those and you still desire to have an experience of gazing, hook up over braco-tv.com or go to bracoamerica.com and check in to find out the exact locations and times if you do want to go to a live event. Braco doesn't ask much. He hasn't spoken, like I said, in 8 years, but he does suggest that people under the age of 18 or past their first trimester of pregnancy don't engage directly with the gazing. The energy is strong, and he prefers to have it be that way, and so to honor that is the only request that's made. You can have someone hold up a picture of you. You can have someone who is gazing hold the intention of you receiving that through them in their heart as they gaze. And you can also have the gaze running in another room as long as you're not in it, if you're under the age of 18 or past your first trimester of pregnancy. That's me. That's my sharing, my testimonial. I invite you to have your own experience. It's great to listen to other people talk about theirs, but no two people experience anything the same way. But go and have your own experience. Check out the DVDs. Listen to a YouTube video, and certainly check into a live streaming if you can. Again, the 16th, 17th, 19th, 20th, and 21st of May, live streaming available at www.braco-tv.com, and I look forward to seeing you there. I'm Allie L on the chat. Let's talk. Thanks. Enjoy your gaze.